you're not going to make a mistake. So you think when you follow these guys who's teaching you how to online sell by buying $2,000 worth of ads as a beginner, you think you're going to copy them exactly, which is never going to happen. Okay, it's never going to happen. I should know I've been teaching Facebook ads for about 7 years now. I know they're deceiving you. I know they're deceiving you. Okay. And their courses are like what, $200,000 pesos. Okay, really expensive courses. And I know they're deceiving you. Then if I know the better answer, should I keep it to myself then? What do you think? Should I keep it to myself, or am I obliged to share it to you? What do you think? So I just described to you the e-com gurus, okay? And Wired magazine calls them the e-commerce scam, because I'm telling you, it's true. It's super true. Okay, that's why you only have whites, single people winning in e-com, because their expenses are so low. They're single, they're white, and then they spend their vacations here in Asia. Of course, they're gonna look rich. They don't own the house. That's a resort. Okay, they don't own the house they're living in. They're like renting a resort in Bali, and for them it's fantasy, it's paradise. But us, we live in a place better than Bali, so that's not a fantasy. That's like reality. Philippines better than Bali. We have more beaches than Bali. Okay, Bali is a small island. Okay, so I'm obliged to give you my best. Yes, my best products, my best solutions, and this is how you use a marketing mindset to get your repeat customers. Okay, okay. That's my intro. Are you having fun with my intro? This is my content. Okay, that's the first part. This is the first part, millionaire mindset. Let's go to the other parts. The next one being copywriting. If you take a look at this, there's only 2 skills. Well, only 1 skill, copywriting. 1 is a mindset, and 3 apps, 3 tools. With all of this, you will make money online. You will make sales online. Okay, let's take a look at it. Copywriting. Okay, copywriting is simply a magnet for customers and prospects. Both customers and prospects. Who are customers? These are people who bought from you in the past. Maybe you're a pediatrician, you have old clients. No, you think they will not buy from you again, right? Not really. If you use the proper copywriting, you can get them to buy from you a different thing from you. Because people don't really buy the products, they buy from you. I hope you got that. In many instances, it's not the product that they're buying their trust in you. That's why if you offer them something else, they just say yes, because it's from you, even if it's a brand new thing. That's very thing. So you need to learn this skill called copywriting. I have a course called Words for Wealth Copywriting. The different thing about the style of copywriting is, first of all, you might say, I don't really need to learn that. It's writing. I don't know how to write. Yeah? Is that right? You don't know how to write? Yes or no? True. You don't know how to write. However, guess what? You're gonna run a TikTok. You're gonna do a TikTok. How are you going to prepare for that TikTok? Maximum 10 minutes, usually 30 seconds. Are you gonna dance? Are you gonna sing? But Jamar, I'm not a dancer or singer. I want to sell something on TikTok. Okay, so what are you gonna say? Nothing? Are you going to just turn on the camera and say, bahala na? See, you're required to write something. Yes. It's called a script, dear. And writing the script for your TikTok, which is super hard, by the way. Why? It's so short. You know what? Letters that are super short are harder to write than extremely long ones. Okay? And scripts that are super short are so hard to write. You might as well learn copywriting, because you cannot put anything in the internet if you don't write anything. You know, the caption, that's copywriting as well. The caption, the best videos on YouTube, the best posts on Facebook have the best captions. I'm telling you. Okay, so you're required to learn copywriting. Okay, so you need copywriting to get and retain attention. Because in the internet, what is money in the internet? Everybody type the word attention. If you can't type it, type mo A. That is money in the internet. Attention equals money. If you have somebody with a lot of attention, then that's money. It's the same during in the time of the TV, the TV and the radio. Who's talking radio, who's talking the TV, who's very vocal in newspapers, they got the attention. And whoever has the attention, wins. That's why don't wonder how come this daughter with the first name of Chris suddenly goes into the headlines. All of a sudden, biglang, this person is not even relevant today. How is she in the headlines again? Just because she's sick? That's called attention. She has no show. She has no movie. She just has this thing called I'm sick. And because she gets attention and she understands attention, that's why headlines about her. Okay? So if you don't have that kind of skill, talent, and boldness, learn how to write copywriting. Okay? You also need to learn copywriting so you can get loyalty. Loyalty is the effect of loyalty of your customers is repeat purchases. Okay? And finally, copywriting is used so you can learn how to make offer stacks. What is an offer stack? You've heard of this concept called irresistible offer. Yes? Everybody knows that an irresistible offer is irresistible. Funny, very few people actually use this because you need to learn how to copyright to make the most of this offer stack. I've seen people who do offer stacks that they're 20 stacks and they're all useless because they don't know how to make offer stacks. Okay, it doesn't help them make the sale because the offer stack is all wrong. Okay, so my course in copywriting is called Words for Wealth. It's extremely different from others you will find because this is 3 months one-on-one. Number 2, there are no Zooms, no online classes. There are no videos to download or to replay. What? How does that work? Because it's one-on-one. And we don't even have to talk. I will just send you something extremely short. You will read it, then you will write something. And then you will send it to me. I will tell you how to improve it. Then you will improve it, and then you'll send it back to me. Simple as that, okay? And what I do is, you can actually see everybody's work, okay? But if you don't want your work to be seen by other people, you can just privately send me your work. So this is one-on-one by online, not really email, no. Online, we use a software to do that. It's called an LMS, no? And this is where I put my Words for Wealth course. And the thing there that is most important about this course is feedback. Can you type the word feedback or type F if you can write it? It is my feedback that helps you become better in copywriting. It's not your skill. Not really. It's not concepts. It's just my feedback. The way you will learn copywriting will be my style, which is different from many other people's styles. A lot of people use formula. No, this is the first part, this is the second part, this is the third part. Mine is storytelling, copywriting by storytelling. And the reason why I've been doing that is because, hello, it's kind of easy. Yes. It's easier to storytell than to use a formula. Yes or no? No, Jomar, it's easier to use a formula. If you're great at English, yeah. If you're great at grammar and English and stuff like that, formulas are good. But if English is not your first language, then just tell stories. Because between a formula and a story, which one does social media love? Tell me what? Tell me. Which one does social media love? Story. Always story. Social media today, they love story. So if you have a formula, a formula, copywritten formula, I have a story, I get more attention than you. Because people love stories far more than your formula. People still love formula, but not in social media. In email, yes. Okay. And if you don't use story, the loyalty is lower. You get me? So in this course, you will learn how to use your personal story or stories of people you observe. You know, I'm in the mall. I just sit like there. You think nothing's happening. I'm describing what's happening in front of me. And later, it becomes typed into an email story that is used to sell something. What is that? Yeah, people I've served in the mall becomes a story in my email that I send to people to sell something that I want to sell. Okay, so that's words for wealth. Sorry, this is my course, and one of I just had one version of this last year. What first class? The second class is now, and the guy here with me, Sixto, is my most visible and successful student. He is now being paid to write a small amount of 10,000 pesos per essay. Can you type that in? 10,000 pesos per essay, really short essay, by a company, a billion peso company, a $1 billion company pala. Is that something you're interested in? No? A company would pay you 10,000 per essay for a beginner. No? And he started writing because I taught him how to write. Stories. And now he's also using it for his business, his online. No, it's not an online business, a physical business, a veterinary drugstore, veterinary drugstore. Okay, so that's one of my success stories, si Sixto. Okay, of course, pwedeng mas malaki, but when you're a beginner, you need to have what? The millionaire mindset if you want to charge high. You get me? If you're a beginner and you want to charge high, you must start with, believe it or not, an increasingly high belief in yourself. Think about it. You must have a super high belief in yourself. So that when you're in front of a company that's like $1 billion worth in company, and you state your price, even if you're stating it in writing, you can actually justify the price that you give them. You get me? 10K is really low. 10K is really low, even for me. Okay. Yeah, I actually did not get paid to write for anyone because I only promote myself. I don't use copywriting for. I don't get paid to copyright for people. Okay, for Brother Boy, I wrote lots of stuff, but I don't get paid for that. So this is why the marketing the millionaire mindset is very important, because we normally have this belief of ourselves, but we don't have the belief as if we're a multimillionaire. You understand me? I don't know if you understand me. It's hard to explain. It's really hard to explain the multimillionaire mindset, but that's how it is. Let's assume that you don't have the multimillionaire mindset if you actually don't have multi-millions, like in investments in the bank. Let's assume. Or if you do have that, do you have the ability to make more in any situation? Maybe that's the case. Anyway, I have a process in getting a multimillionaire mindset. It's called the iPod Touch, the Unfair Advantage course. I will talk to you about that later, okay? But that involves you listening to a bunch of multimillionaires and billionaires every day, so that you get to think the way they think. I'm gonna say that again. In my Unfair Advantage course, it is required for you to listen to multimillionaires and multi-billionaires every day so that you start understanding how they think. How can I do that? I cannot spend like them. You're not going to spend like a billionaire. You're going to think like them. It's very different from a normal rich guy perspective. Really different, okay? Because these are millionaire, multi-millionaire, dollar millionaire business owners, okay? You might have somebody who's inherited the money, who's a millionaire, multi-millionaire, but they did not create the business. So what we do is I give you this iPod Touch, no? And let me see. Yeah, an iPad Touch and a Kindle. There's an option for a Kindle or an iPad Touch, a Kindle, or an Apple Watch. And then I load it up. I load up the Kindle. I load up the Apple Watch. I load up the iPad Touch. And then you just listen to it for every day. And that's what I did when I started my transformation from employee to business owner. I kept listening to these mentors of mentors. So that is my process. That's my best answer, my best solution for those of you who want to transform yourself, no? From your thinking to a multimillionaire thinking. Okay, so that's the multimillionaire mindset there. So we're finished with the copywriting and multimillionaire mindset. You still okay, guys? We're gonna go to the other ones, which is the selling website. Okay. All right, what's the selling website? So in the year 2022, you have certain options like an e-com website. You know, you've seen e-com websites. These are called Shopify, Lazada, and Shopee. These are e-com websites. You don't own them. You don't. Lazada and Shopee, it's owned by other people. Okay. And a learning management system or LMS, if you're going to sell courses, that's a required thing. And you have to have your own website because that's where you're gonna put all of these together. Okay. Then I know that there are people who sell directly from Instagram. Yes, yeah. Or they sell directly from YouTube. Yes, of course. There are many YouTubers who don't have their own websites. However, me, I started off with this one, an LMS. I can't share you the names of the people, but this is my latest LMS. I've had LMSs in the past. An LMS is a way to put your courses. If you're selling courses, I sell courses since 2008. And this LMS of mine, I've been there for 6 years now. I've been paying them money for 6 years. So let's compute now. How much have I paid these guys for 6 years? Because the tools you have for online selling, they're not free. Okay. So this is approximately how much I've paid these guys for 6 years. Approximately lang. It's about $3,000. Not really true, probably $5,000, close to $5,000 for the last 6 years I spent on this LMS alone. Okay, so just so you know, ganun pala yun. Yeah, just like any business, there you'll be paying for tools. However, these tools are relatively cheaper compared to getting a building done. You know, here's a building, rent the lot. Okay, pay for security guard and all that stuff. It's really expensive. If you're doing a physical business, online is relatively cheaper. So the $5,000, that's 6 years using this LMS. Okay. So here's the big thing about the selling website. So why do I need to own my selling website? Oh, that's very, very easy. It has something to do with the business mindset. What is that? If you are renting your spots, and the owner of you're renting that spot, and the owner of that spot says, I sold the building, it's going to be demolished and you'll have to move out. But you are earning so much from that spot. What do? Rally. What do? You have to move. Why should you move? Because you don't own the spot. You don't own the place. So that's very same for those people na may Insta sila, may YouTube sila, and that's all their wealth is concentrated on that spot. YouTube, Insta. So if YouTube suddenly decides, we don't like you anymore, or remember that story, the internal revenue was after the YouTubers who brag about their wealth, but don't even file taxes. And then what did this couple do? They erased their YouTube accounts. All the followers gone. Now that would be a crazy thing to do, but not crazy if they had a website where the followers can go to. Yes, it's called a backup. It's called being responsible for your business. Okay, that's a business mindset. Okay, so that's why even if you have all this stuff, you need to have your own selling website. Okay, so very important mindset to have. Let's go to the last one, which is the ability. Di pa pala last one, meron pa pala. The email app. This is not the last one. So, how many of you have an email app? You're paying for an email app. an application, a service that allows you to act like a broadcaster. Okay, so you have one message and it's sent to everyone who follows you. So that's the email app. Now, normally, look at this situation. I'm talking in my own seminar, and the people here, they bought guests with them. Okay, and what do you think am I doing in the seminar aside from teaching them? Believe it or not, I'm inviting them to subscribe to my email list. In every situation, I'm in front of a crowd. I'm inviting them to subscribe to my email list, because after this event, if they don't subscribe, they might not hear from me anymore. But if they're really interested in what I have to say, I would like them to hear from me again. Yes? So that's a marketing mindset again. And what makes it happen is the email app. Okay. Now, the email app is your way to preserve, can you type the word relationship? It's very important. The email app preserves your relationship with your customers. If we don't have internet, okay? It's 1930. You want to run a business. How do you think you're going to run a business from home in the 1930s without setting up a store in front of your house? It's been done. It's possible. My mentors come from that era, 1920s. How are you going to set up a business in the 1930s? There is no internet. Television is not accessible to everyone. There's radio. Do you know how people make money then? It's called mail order. What is that? Oh, I find out everybody's address and I send them a letter. And then they open the letter, and in there is a copywritten essay asking them if they're interested in this thing that I want to sell. And that's how people have been making money, using addresses, in the email address, physical addresses. What we're actually doing today is using mail order on the internet. When I started selling online in 2005, I read a mail order book and just used it on the internet. Principles are the same. People are the same. The only difference was I can send an email to you twice, thrice a day. And before, that would be very expensive to send a mail, envelope to you 3 times a day. So what is important in that relationship is I know your address, and everywhere I go, I keep it. If I move to another country, I still have your address. Get me? Whether it's a physical address or an email address, if you recognize my name and I send you an email or a mail, you will open it. Got it? And that's why the email app preserves the relationship between you and your potential and current customers. That's why it's very important. And lots of businesses, even today, don't have this. They don't have an email app. By the way, if you want to help set up your email app, just reach out to me. I will gladly help you set that up. Okay. It's also part of my course called Asset Building Challenge, where we also have this activity. We have a branding activity where you actually come up with your brand. I help you with the whole thing, the whole set: image, typography, color, psychology. And then we set up your website with your brand, image, typology, psychology, fonts, colors, and logos. And then we set up your email app with the brand itself. I'll teach you what to do with the email app as well. So the course is called Asset Building Challenge. You should join it. The class is happening in July, but we have a deadline in April 8th because we have a bonus event. I will talk to you about the bonus event happening on the Saturday after April 8th. Okay. The bonus event is something you will want to attend because there are 6 bonus events before July. Again, let me repeat. The course where you can learn all the stuff is called Asset Building Challenge. That's happening in July. But the first bonus event is going to happen in April, around April 9. So listen up if you're interested in learning all of this, including setting up your email app. Okay. Okay. So lastly, you want to be lastly, nobody knows this stuff except people like me who's been doing this for 14 years. You need to have the best way to accept the cash, and it's usually an app. Now, this is something that most people don't think about. Oh, I just put stuff in Lazada. I'll just put stuff in Grab. I'll just put stuff in Shopee. Yeah, you can do that. But I've been doing this before these websites existed. You understand? So that's why I understand that you cannot just put all your stuff in one place. And you must have so many ways to accept cash. And there are really bad ways to do this and really good ways to do this, okay? So a bad way is you go to a bank and say, hey, I want a merchant account. That's the worst way you can do it. If you're in the Philippines, that's absolute worst thing you can do. Bank merchant account. Why? It's so expensive and so slow. Even after 14 years, the banks still don't understand the money behind this. Okay, so ang tawag sa kanila, yung accept the cash is called the merchant account. They keep it to themselves and to the big companies. They never give it to the consumers. Anyway, that's an aside. Bottom line, you need to know how to accept the cash in many different ways, okay? Because that's your ATM online, okay? And there is a wrong app to use and there are right apps to use. Thankfully, I've used almost all of them. So I know exactly what tools you should be using and what tools you should probably not use, because I don't recommend them because I've had a bad experience with these tools. Okay. So just here's some teasers before I talk to you about the upcoming bonus events. Okay. So I have a shortcut for online selling. It's 3 lines, not 3 letters, 3 lines. I will reveal this in the upcoming bonus event. My 3-line shortcut for online selling. Okay. Okay. There's also a single most important thing that's necessary to sell online. One thing. Do you want to know what that one thing is? Okay. If you want to know, keep listening. Okay. Because these things will be revealed in the May 7, May 21, and May 28 bonus event called Secrets of Closing the Online Sale. This is a bonus event. Okay. You want to get in, you have to pay separate, or keep listening. I'll show you how to join for free. Okay. Secrets of Closing the Online Sale. That's happening on May 7. Okay. Plus, on April 16, that's coming up, there is also a bonus event called Pay Off Your Debts and Get Peace of Mind in the Process. So that's a one-day evening of April 16. That's also a bonus event. And there's another bonus event happening in June 18, Success Patterns. Sorry, June 18 and June 25, called Success Patterns You Must Follow. And that's happening on Saturday again, 8 to 10 p.m. These 3 bonus events are part of the Asset Building Challenge Class 2 happening in July.